Have you ever looked at your life and wondered, am I truly living or am I just existing? Every day you wake up, you go through the same routine, the same struggles, the same excuses, and slowly, without realizing it, your dreams begin to fade. But listen carefully to me today. Your life was not created to be ordinary. You were not born just to survive. You are born to build something, to become something, to impact lives, to leave a legacy. And in the next 1 hour, I want to remind you of something powerful. Your life can change starting today. Most people live their entire lives on autopilot. Wake up, scroll social media, complain about life, blame the government, blame their background, blame their parents, and before they realize it, 10 years have passed. But the truth is something most people don't want to hear. Your life is not the way it is because of your circumstances. Your life is the way it is because of your decisions, your daily habits, your discipline, your mindset. The reality is this: two people can start from the same village, the same family, the same school, and still end up with completely different lives. Why? Because one decided to fight for their future and the other decided to settle for comfort. Comfort is dangerous. Comfort is where dreams go to die. There is something inside you, something powerful, something unstoppable, but most people never discover it because they spend their entire lives listening to other people's opinions. You can't do it. You're not good enough. You don't have connections. You're from a poor background. But listen to me. Every successful person you admire today started as nobody. They were unknown. They were doubted. They were rejected. But they had something that most people lack. They refused to quit. Success is not reserved for the lucky. Success is reserved for the relentless. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. They are shaping your future. If you surround yourself with people who complain, you will complain. If you surround yourself with people who are lazy, you will become lazy. But if you surround yourself with people who are hungry for success, you will rise. Your environment is powerful. And sometimes the biggest step towards success is simply this: change your circle. Not everyone deserves access to your future. Success is not built in one day. It is built in daily actions, small actions, consistent actions, reading 10 pages a day, learning a new skill, saving money, working on your goals, improving yourself. These actions may seem small today, but over time they become unstoppable momentum. The difference between successful people and average people is simple. Successful people do small things consistently. Average people do big things occasionally. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Every successful entrepreneur has failed. Every great leader has failed. Every champion has failed. The difference is this: they didn't stop. Failure is simply feedback. It teaches you, it shapes you, it strengthens you. And sometimes the biggest failure in life is never trying at all. One day, you will wake up and realize something painful. Your time is limited. Life moves fast. Years pass quickly. And the biggest tragedy in life is not failure. The biggest tragedy is unused potential. Dreams that were never pursued, ideas that were never started, goals that were never chased. So today, I challenge you. Make a decision. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, decide to change your habits. Decide to grow. Decide to fight for your dreams, because the life you want, the success you want, the impact you want is waiting on the other side of your decision. And remember this: the difference between the person you are today and the person you will become tomorrow is determined by what you choose to do today. So rise up, stand up, and start building the life you were meant to live. If this message inspired you, subscribe to the channel, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and remember, your future is in your hands.
Everything that is for you chooses you too. And when I say choosing you, what I mean is when you finally decide to freaking go for it. When you choose to be judged. That's what happens when you go after a dream. is you are putting yourself up on the stage to be judged by people. When you say, I don't care anymore, when you choose that dream instead of what everyone else has to say, when you stop being crippled by fear and you just say, you know what, I'm just going to do it afraid. When you choose you, the path is going to open up.
Imagine how good you could be if you actually woke up on the morning and were excited for what you're about to do. If you're succeeding at a life that you hate, imagine how great you'd be at one that you actually enjoy.
Comfort rarely feels dangerous. That's why it spreads so easily. The routine feels safe. The days look stable. Nothing seems wrong. But small avoidance becomes habit. Habit becomes identity. Opportunities stop appearing. Curiosity fades. The world doesn't close around you suddenly. It simply grows smaller while you keep calling it peace.
When you sleep, you sleep. When you eat, you eat. When you work, you work. But nowadays, people work and they think about eating. People eat and they think about sleeping. People sleep and they think about working. So there's something not aligned. There is no synchronicity.
And one last thing that's very important. When you choose you, you have to do it without feeling like you're completely ready. And just do it. Choose yourself. And watch the magic happen.
What is yours will always find you, no matter how lost you feel right now.
That dash between your birthday and your death date, that's what matters. There's millions of people that said next year, tomorrow, next time, that took their dreams, that took their books, that took their gifts, that took their passion, their purpose, that took their legacy to the grave. Start today. Make today your day one. If you truly made that decision, moving forward to your best life has just begun.
Every single day that you delay making the change in your behavior that you need to make, you are making it that much harder to change. Every single day that you reinforce old habits, old behaviors, old ways of doing things, the harder it's going to be to break them. If you keep doing the things you're doing and you keep heading in the direction you're heading in, by the time you're 40, 50, and 60, it's going to be near impossible to break those habits because you've spent decades reinforcing the same thing. And what, you're going to wake up one day and just be a new person? You've been telling yourself that for years and it hasn't happened yet because you have to unlearn all of those habits, all of that behavior. But if you start today, it's going to be easier than if you start tomorrow or next week or next year or, God forbid, a decade from now. The longer you wait, the harder your journey is going to be. It's just the way it is.
You were always competing against yourself. There is two versions of you, a winner and a loser. You have within you someone who is going to do everything required to make their goals a reality, and you have within you someone who's going to procrastinate your life away. You have someone in you that is disciplined and focused, and you also have someone in you that is easily distracted and does not execute the plan. Which one of these versions of you is going to surface to the top? The one that you feed more.
I face something every time I'm being exposed to a new challenge. Every time when I feel it's a challenge, it only tells me there again is a chance now to grow, let's say. To grow, to open up.
Be grateful for the problems that you have, because I believe they're specifically designed for you, your growth, your development, and the things that you need to possess as an individual in order to grow and become the individual that you're destined to become. So the set of problems I got, they specifically designed for it.
Study yourself, make yourself better. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Learn from it. Don't change who you are to become somebody else. Think about the time that you spend in your life trying to be somebody you're not. If you put that time and effort and energy into being who you were and who you are, how much farther along would you be in life?
We create what we focus on. Where focus goes, the energy flows, but most people are focusing on what they have to do, not what they can do. They're focusing on what is versus what they're here to create. What makes you a leader is you see things as they are, but then you see it better than it is, and you make it the way you see it. You come up with that vision and you make it happen.
Simply put, you get to choose one of two ways to make any and every decision. One of two. You can either move through life acting on curiosity and hope, making decisions from a place of expansion and self-trust, or you can build your life and make decisions from a place of constriction, fear, and doubt. So when it comes down to it, ask yourself which of the two you value more and start acting from there.
Everybody around you supporting you, you're probably not trying to do something very big. You really aren't. Because most people don't want you to see you get too successful or too happy because it'll expose them. So don't let people with small lives and small thoughts project their limitations onto you. Because they're trying to get you to yield to get on their road. Don't yield. You were born to be on the road less traveled.
Best revenge in life is success. There's nothing better than showing the world that you did what you said you would. Their words of negativity, their hate towards you saying that you can never do it is fucking irrelevant. And look at where you are right now. Be proud and throw up that middle finger to the outside world's negativity, to the noise.
Be the boring friend. Go to bed early, prioritize work, and chase your dreams rather than pleasure. They may say you're crazy, but you're doing this for yourself. Besides, you're meant for something more. It'll be worth it in the end.
No matter what you are going through in life, how sad you are, how much pain you're feeling, the trauma that you're going through, you are strong enough to see another day. And it's not about being 100% every single day. It's about just showing up. That's what I do. No matter what the odds, no matter how I'm feeling, I show up every single day.
Your journey might not have started with all the answers laid out on a silver platter. You might have stumbled at the start, but those missteps don't define you. Instead, they forged you into someone deserving of creating profound change in your life. Right now, you hold the power to change your future. Don't wait for the perfect time or circumstance. Believe in yourself. I believe in you too.
The lower self and a higher self. You can recognize this. Your lower self comes out when you eat junk food, you spend 2 days just playing video games all day, when you don't get your work done, you're lazy, when you're not nice to people, you feel kind of bad, you feel kind of ugly and rotten. You may not admit it to yourself, but something doesn't feel good about it. But when you have discipline, when you spend 3 months getting in really good shape and you get better habits, when you complete a project, when you work well with other people and get something done, you're tapping into that higher potential that each human being, every single human being has.
Because my beliefs have always been stronger than anyone's doubt. It's never about your setbacks. It's how you respond. The blows you take are fuel. The limitations people put on you are actually inspiration.
You want to become a master at overcoming hard moments. That is, to me, the sign of a champion. The best in the world are not the best because they win every point. It's because they know they'll lose again and again and have learned how to deal with it. You accept it, you move on, be relentless, adapt and grow, work harder, work smarter. Remember, work smarter.
You need to fucking work harder. You need to fucking discipline your mind better. And it starts off with you have to have pride in yourself. You have to be proud of yourself. We need to help people more than just saying it's okay. It's okay that you're not willing to fucking help yourself out. That's not okay. It's not okay. It's not acceptable. Even though it's your life, if that's acceptable, that's unacceptable. A lot of people can take one more step, but they choose not to. I don't know if you can take 2 steps. You got to answer that question after you take the first step. But if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself, because that is the #1 purpose in life, is to better oneself.
The man who never fell has no glory. The man who fell and got back up, that's where his glory is. The man who fell 20 times and got up 21 times, that man has even greater glory. Way more cursed than the guy who was so strong from birth that he never failed. There's no glory in that.
If you're struggling in life, whether it's emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, whatever it may be, it's very easy to look at your life and just see chaos. It's very easy to look at your life and just feel the weight holding you down. So wherever you're at, no matter what your situation is, I want you to stop for a minute and understand this. You don't have control over what happens. You don't get to decide the outcome. But what you do have control over is what you do. And what you do influences the outcome. So what you need to do is sit down and decide, okay, what do I have control over? My effort, my attitude, my actions, who I spend my time with, who I don't spend my time with, the food I put in my body, the information I put in my brain. If all you do for the next 3 months is hammer down and focus on those things that you have control over and forget about the rest is going to take care of itself.
What if it turns out better than you expected? What if you can trust yourself to be able to handle it? And what if all those things you've been dreaming of are actually closer than you might realize?
Act of closing your eyes and rehearsing who you're going to be when you open your eyes begins to install neurological hardware in your brain to look like you've already done it. Now the brain, which is typically a record of the past, now becomes a map to the future. And if you keep doing it, the hardware begins to become a software program and you start behaving differently. And then if you can teach your body emotionally what the future will feel like, that means then you're not going to wait for your wealth to feel abundant or your success to feel empowered or your new relationship to feel love. In fact, the moment you start feeling abundant, you're generating wealth. The moment you start embracing empowerment, you're stepping towards your success. The moment you're in love with yourself and you're in love with life, you start creating equals in your life. Now that's causing an effect in your life.
Winning is a wonderful outcome. It's just not a great purpose. Your purpose for life should be rooted in who you are. So if your purpose is who you're becoming, it can't be shaken by wins or losses, failure or success. You should want to win. You should want to be the best. These are great aspirations, but they should be outcomes of the person that you're committed to becoming.
True desire in the heart, that itch that you have, whatever it is you want to do, that thing that you want to do to help others and to grow and to make money, that desire, that itch, that's God's proof to you. Sit beforehand already to indicate that it's yours. And anything you want, good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
That the journey is truly the reward. I may not be who I want to be today, but I know I can be better tomorrow, working towards who that person is to me. That's a choice for me. The wins and the losses, whether the games come and go, yes. Am I dedicated to my craft? Yes. Am I going to make mistakes moving forward? Yes. Am I ever going to be perfect? I'm just aware that you have to have laughter. You have to have fun in this. You have to smile. You cannot put too much pressure on yourself because this one life to live.
But understand this, life is hard. No matter who you are, there are bumps and hits and bruises along the way. And my advice is to prepare yourself. The truth is, you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts.
Do you know how easy it is to stand out right now? Most people aren't even trying. We live in a day and age where the average individual is socially inept. They are so wrapped up in their own problems that they can't fathom providing value to anybody else. All you basically have to do to stand out amongst the rest is to try, to focus on your goals, take consistent action, and show up every single day trying to add value to people. That alone is far more than most people are doing. So many people are completely asleep at the wheel. So if you just have a little bit of grit, a little bit of work ethic, a little bit of hustle, you can gain such a competitive advantage over them. It is disgusting.
Those who can do. Those who can't talk about those who can. Send that out. Those who can do. Those who can't talk about those who can't.
The only way to live is know you're going to die. If you're afraid to die, you'll never be able to live.
The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Go for the discipline because it weighs ounces. The regret weighs tons because it can accumulate.
Proud of how you've been showing up lately. There's a lot on your plate, no doubt. And it might feel like you're falling behind, but you're not. You're overcoming stressful situations. You're fighting for your mental health. You're doing your best. The only thing you're falling behind on is giving yourself the credit you deserve. Because at any given moment, you're doing way better than your inner critic would like to admit.
You have a plan and you have a process. When opposition, adversity, challenges, uncertainty pops up, the problem doesn't look as big. The adversity doesn't look as big. The challenges don't look as big. When you got a plan and a process in place. Now, when you don't got a plan and a process in place, adversity and opposition shows up, uncertainty shows up, problems look real big. The adversity looks real big. You forget about the sacrifice. You forget about the long hours. You forget about the vision. You forget about the mission because you don't have a plan or process, right? The process makes you stick to whatever it is that you're doing.
How bad do you want it? We all know when we're relaxed exactly the person we want to become. The question is, do we believe we can become it? Without that belief, every journey will run into a debate. That debate is when pain starts to fill the body. You weigh the temporary pain versus a lifetime of pride.
Champions find a way to make it happen. No matter how long it takes, they find a way. Champions find a way to get through their nerves. So don't be ashamed to say you're nervous, but find a way to get over it.
Passion and a drive has to be followed by an action. That's the hardest part. People don't want to have that action. Dreams want to live just like everybody else. And if you don't bring them to life, somebody else will. And you're going to be sitting there back thinking, man, I could have, I should have, I would have. Boy, you had your chance. You got to deliver. You got to have action. You got to deliver.
Ever tried? Ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail again. Fail better. The world is yours.
You could either do the work today to become your highest version tomorrow, or tomorrow you can feel a lifelong of regret. That's a given. The people who know that they were meant for more and didn't go for more end up with a lifelong state of regret. And the reason for that is because they didn't want to hurt the people around them, didn't want to hurt family members, but instead they gave in to the life of average just so they can blend in and not stand out. And years later, they regret not doing the things that they could have done to become a winner.
We often don't realize we're in control. We're in control of our own lives, and we can make different choices. And if the things in our life are not bringing us joy and happiness, if our career that we've devoted all of our lives to isn't bringing us joy, we can change them. If we decide our relationship is not the right relationship, we don't have to suffer in that relationship.
Stay in your comfort zone. That's where you will fail.
To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful.
Ask yourself, what do you really want? What do you really want? I mean, down inside, if you could have anything you want, what do you really want? Let your mind take off. You're a creative being. There's nothing on the planet that's like you.
Give me evidence that you're not qualified to go get that. Give me evidence that you're not qualified for a great life. You have none. You are ultra qualified. No one can tell us what we're capable of except us. And when we believe these truths, it's over. You're unkillable.
You have the ability to take a sledgehammer to anything in your life and remake it. Life is clay. So long as you realize that you can mold it and shape it and change it to do what you want to do.
If you knew what you were doing, then you would be stagnating, because you'd be doing nothing new. And so if you're going to do something new, then that is what would be the catalyst for growth. And so you can't want to grow and also want to know everything you're doing at the same time. It's like the two beliefs contradict one another. And so I think that's a lot of the discontent that people suffer from, is they want two things that are polar opposites. They want the really strong character, they want the easy life. Like, one is the price of the other. You don't want hardship. Hardship creates growth. And so they want both, and you can't.
Use the word destiny over and over throughout the book. What does that mean to you?
It's a feeling you have that you know something about yourself nobody else does. The picture you have in your mind of what you're about will come true. That's kind of a thing you kind of have to keep to your own self, because it's a fragile feeling and you put it out there, somebody will kill it. So it's best to keep that all inside.
Revisit your dream. It doesn't cost anything to dream. And our dreams need auditing. As you go into this next year, it shouldn't just be doubling down on the same dream. Really take some time and evaluate your real purpose. D.L. Moody said, our greatest fear should not be that we fail. Our greatest fear should be that we succeed at something that doesn't matter. And so if you really believe what you're doing matters, it gives you a peace through turmoil, through difficulty, through ups and downs. If I fail in the attempt to do something that matters, I can live with that.
You do realize that this could be the year that you change your life if you just lock in? Me and you both know you didn't stick to the script last year, but it's okay though, because this year we're going for everything that we lost and more. We ain't hearing the excuses no more. Your future is tied to that. You're the only one that can make it right, but you're also the only person that can mess it up. Lock in and change your life, like your life depends on it, because it do.
Understand that 2025 is right around the corner, and if you want to make the most of it, this is what you're going to do. Work on your personal craft, because it is only through a project that you are genuinely able to improve. And most importantly, take action, because you will accomplish nothing unless you go out there and will it into existence. If you're able to do all of those, I guarantee that you will have the best year of your life.
How much did they first pay you to give up on your dreams?
27 grand a year.
And when were you going to stop and come back and do what makes you happy?
Question.
I see guys who work at the same company for their entire lives, guys exactly like you. They clock in, they clock out, and they never have a moment of happiness. You have an opportunity. This is a rebirth.
I think having a purpose is that thing that makes us tick, that gets us up every day and gets us over the hump of opposition and adversity. And the reason that I champion adversity and opposition is because I think for the most part in life, people pretty much know what to do when things go right. Right? Like when things go right, they know how to feel, they know how to act, how to react. But it's when that opposition
and that adversity comes and it creates a level of misunderstanding, right? Now the vision is blurred. Now you don't have clarity about what you're supposed to do. Now you question if your existence matters. And I think when you have a purpose, it's powerful because in the midst of the opposition, it makes you realize that you've been put here for a certain reason.
If you make yourself more than just a man, if you devote yourself to an ideal, and if they can't stop you, then you become something else entirely. Legend Mr. Hind.
This year, you can't fear change. In one of the beautiful passages in meditation, Marcus Aurelius reminds himself that everything in life comes from change, good and bad. And by trying to keep things the same, not only are you, of course, focused on something that you don't control, but you're preventing yourself from all the wonderful opportunities that exist that could come your way. We live in a time of disruption. We live in a time of institutions that are falling apart. We live in a time of innovation, new institutions that are being created. So you can't fear what's going to come of that. The Stoics say all you could focus on this year is embracing those things, adapting yourself to change, acquiescing to that change, rather than fighting it, rather than fearing it, rather than resenting it. Because it's going to happen regardless of how you feel about it. So what you should focus on, the Stoics would say, is what you're going to do about it.
Life is hard on the good days when you expect so much of yourself, and when the bad days come around, keeping the promises feels almost impossible. I wish I could explain to you the pit in my stomach in those moments, but I'm not sure I have the right words, to be honest. Somehow I always see the other side of the promise kept, though, and the difficult part is that it doesn't provide the relief you'd hope it would. My only consolation at times is that I know I did the right thing to maintain who I am, because that is the one thing I cannot let myself lose.
One guy came over to be frustrating, always wins. Stay hard.
The year's almost over. It's been a tough year, right? But we're not going to talk about that right now. This is for making it through this tough year. There's been a lot of good and bad, but I'm happy that you've made it this far and that you're still here. Thank you for hanging in there, and I'm proud of you for staying strong.
If you wish to be the king of the jungle, it's not enough to act like a king. You must be the king. There can be no doubt, because doubt causes chaos in one's own mind.
Start something you believe in and give it everything you have. Not for the applause, not for the outcome, but because it's yours. Focus on the work. Let it consume you. Take small steps every day and watch how they compound. What feels impossible now becomes inevitable over time. Forget perfection. Forget shortcuts. Mastery lives in repetition. And the timeline for greatness is a lifetime.
Patience, and you come out the other side and you realize how much you grew through that, you start becoming grateful, right? One, you become grateful for what you just went through. You become grateful for the past experiences, but also you become grateful for when you are going through tough situations in the future, because you understand that literally the situation and the season I'm in right now is developing me in a certain way that maybe I can't see right now, but I know that if I keep showing up, keep taking it day by day, step by step, moment by moment, I'm gonna come out a better version of myself. Man, I'm grateful for that.
If you could leave me with one piece of advice, what would it be?
Make mistakes, but don't regret them. Learn from them. Because regrets are the hardest things to carry when you get older.
I don't think you understand the power that you truly possess. Even in the darkest times, which you may even be experiencing right now,
you still remain. You cannot be destroyed. Your soul, the life force behind those eyes, is the most powerful force that exists. Evil could open up Earth's core and hurl you down. It could cast you into an endless void. But again, you still remain. Why is that? What does that mean? It means that you are the decider. You decide your fate. You decide who wins as you bear the gift of choice.
Everybody wants to be a star, but they don't understand that stars shine brightest at night. When you're going through the darkness, when you're going through the hard times, that's when the champions shine the brightest. That's when it's go time. That's when it's really time to put in the work. Listen, you're here because you know if you want your life to be different, you have to change, right? If you want your life to change, you have to change. The key to achieving success in any area of your life comes from your ability to change yourself. And a lot of times changing yourself comes from changing your mind first, reprogramming your mind to change your old patterns, to change your old beliefs, your old programs, and your thoughts, your habits, and your beliefs are your driving forces behind your actions. So if you can understand the psychology and the science that's behind mental reprogramming, then you can start to take charge of your life and create the future that doesn't look like your past.
Remind yourself that it's not about being perfect. It is about constantly putting one foot in front of the other, taking it moment by moment, step by step, not getting too ahead of yourself, right? Still keeping the vision and the goal and the dream at the forefront of your mind, knowing where you're trying to go, but understanding that it's a journey. And in this journey, you're gonna make mistakes. In this journey, you're gonna fall down. But every time you fall down, every time you make a mistake, every time you mess up, there's a lesson in it for you. There's an opportunity for growth. There's an opportunity to get back up and take the next right step, right? And that's why this journey is so beautiful, because you learn so much about yourself. It's about being open and constantly trying to progress each and every day.
What happens when I decide for myself that I'm gonna do something different? I'm gonna have setbacks, I know. But if I'm feeling bad, that doesn't mean I'm doing bad. That doesn't mean I am bad. That doesn't mean that I can't still take some action. Because yeah, nothing changes and nothing changes, man.
You know, it's always a little bit frustrating to me when people have a negative relationship with failure. Failure is a massive part of being able to be successful. You have to get comfortable with failure. You have to actually seek failure. Failure is where all of the lessons are. Successful people fail a lot. They fail a whole lot more than they succeed, but they extract the lessons from the failure and they use that, the energy, and they use the wisdom to come around to the next phase of success.
Truly understand that these are your greatest years. The years that will either make you successful or entrap you into mediocrity for the rest of your life. So please, make sure you make the most out of them, because your time is limited. You have to be okay with being misunderstood. You have to be okay with being rejected. You have to be okay with not thinking like the 99%. If you want to lead, you have to lead from a place of confidence. And the worst thing you want to be is be a follower that follows followers.
Problem is, right now, there's a lot of softness in the generation of entitlement of what I think I should be able to do. I should be able to enjoy my college years. I should be able to have a social life. I should be able to insert whatever you want, and that's fine. It'll just come at the cost of something else. And I'm not the one who says like, this is right or wrong. I just say it is that way. There's only so many minutes, and there's a trade that you're going to be willing to make. And the people who will win are the ones who are willing to trade the most for the thing they want. And that oftentimes means you won't be able to go out as much. You won't be able to attend the birthday parties. You won't be able to, that stuff will suffer.
Can't believe in yourself without believing in possibility. You can't believe in possibility without believing in yourself. The belief that they could heal has to be installed. I just started disbelieving again. I started doubting, and I had to get back and change my state and start believing again. And I think if you keep doing that, you believe, you behave, you become.
What if I fail? Oh, but my darling,
What if you fly? I love that because it's true. Why not entertain the best case scenario? Why not flip your mindset into believing in yourself? What if it all works out? What if this is the best decision I've ever made? What if this is beyond my wildest dreams? What if I try and I not only fly, but I soar? And the fact is, if you try, you will fly in a new direction. It is true.
Feels like I get sucked into this negative state of mind so fast. It doesn't even feel like I have a choice. It feels like life is throwing me around and I have no say in where it goes.
I understand. This is for no other reason than that evil fears you.
It sees your power. It sees what will happen if you realize your full potential. And therefore it will do anything and everything to make you blind to it. It will find your weak points,
and it will attack them relentlessly until you give in.
You know, people get up every day, they do the same thing. They tell themselves they're going to change their life one day, and they never do. I'm going to change mine.
Hey bro, you can hit the reset button today. If you don't like whoever you've been up to this point, you can just stop being that person. Like today, you can decide to change the way you act, the way you behave. Every single day, including today, is an opportunity for you to hit the reset button on your entire personality, your work ethic, your discipline, your values. You can transform your entire being starting right now.
The way that you get better at making decisions is making decisions. See, it's not that you have a hard time making a decision. It's that you're unwilling to make the wrong decision. Almost every single decision that you make in life, you can change or reverse. If you drop out of school, you can go back. If you break up with someone and realize, oh my God, that was wrong, you can tell them. And being able to make the wrong decision is how you make progress. There are no right or wrong decisions, ironically. There's just decisions. And the second that you make a decision, you now learn something. It's not about being right. It's about being willing to move forward and learn something from it.
that what you are after is not a career or a profession. It is not a yearly income goal. It is not a car.